but that's actually where we should be this time of year. That's the average high. Yesterday, we settled into the low 90s. Today, we're clear to start, warm to start, almost 10 degrees above average. This afternoon, plenty of sunshine. Maybe a few clouds, 91. Tonight, mainly clear, 68. Tuesday, a few clouds with sun, maybe an isolated shower thunderstorm. Most of the day for most of us will be dry, 90 degrees. Better chance of showers and thunderstorms Wednesday afternoon, upper 80s. And a few thunderstorms Thursday, middle 80s. Friday, partly cloudy with highs in the upper 80s. I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick, the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
It's been 5 days since we put anything in the rain gauge, looks like, around here. But this morning we're waking up with 30.13 on the pressure. The humidity at 90%, the winds are calm, and we have 73 degrees as we get our start this morning here at WCLU, 8 minutes after 6 o'clock. Let's go to the newsroom for round one of local news this morning, and here is Wes Royse. Good morning, Wes.
Good morning, Henry. For WCLU Local News, I'm Wes Royce reporting. The Glasgow Police Department is needing your help in locating Steve Godsey, age 64, from Glasgow. Steve Godsey is a white male, 6 foot tall, 200 pounds, with gray hair and a gray beard. He was last seen wearing tennis shoes, khaki shorts with a brown belt, a white shirt with a red and gray logo on the front of eyeglasses. He has a scar on his left abdomen and a lower leg area. He was last seen on August 16th on Leslie Avenue in Glasgow, where he was dropped off around 9 p.m. If you have seen this person or have any information about his whereabouts, please call the Glasgow Police Department at 270-651-6165, or you can call 270-651-5151. The Glasgow City Council will meet tonight. Among a few rezoning ordinances and committee appointments, the council will have discussions regarding the recent Parks and Recreation Committee meeting last week. The committee, as previously reported, voted to recommend moving forward with negotiations with the Glasgow Independent School Board on an agreed-on method of allowing the school to take ownership of Nelson Field and Richardson Field at Sam Royse Stadium. It is not certain as to whether or not the council will take action on the matter, but the Parks and Rec Committee will explain their recommendation. The Glasgow Independent School Board has already voted to build a new facility for softball, whether it be on the campus of the high school or at the proposed location at Nelson Field. The school is also requesting to take over responsibilities at Richardson Field and Sam Royse Stadium. Also up for debate are the tennis courts and a fencing structure recommended by Principal Dr. Amy Allen at the previous City Council meeting. You can watch tonight's meeting locally on EPB Channel 6 or on the Facebook live stream for WCLU Radio's page, as well as on the WCLU News Periscope page, or you can subscribe on our YouTube page, watchwclu.com. The YouTube stream will also be front and center of the homepage at WCLUradio.com. A few months ago, area dairy farmers were contracted through Dean Foods received letters saying the company would no longer be picking up their milk. The effects on area farmers has been significant. I spoke with one area dairy farmer who says that the corporate world is making it difficult to make ends meet.
Your family, your whole life, milk's what feeds my family, but it's getting cut short right now. Walmart killed us. Walmart canceled 300 dairies up north, down to Indiana and everywhere. And they just sent them a note and said, look here, in 90 days, we're not going to pick your milk up. It don't matter if you're doing a good job, a bad job, or what. We're not going to pick your milk up no more because this is Dean's. Walmart is opening up their own milk factory. Used to, back in the day, you could own 25 cows, maybe 30, and have 10 acres of tobacco and send your family afford to college. It ain't working no more.
This farmer asked to remain anonymous, but adds that when you purchase discount milk at a chain store, you're hurting the local farmer.
Go against Walmart, but by all means, they're killing us. When you walk into Walmart and you buy milk for 99 cents or 89 cents a gallon, you're killing me. You're killing me. Walmart's killing us. I ain't asking nobody to pay $10 a gallon for milk, but by all means, if it ain't worth $3 or $4.
He also says to help people understand the issue, he tells WCLU News, when you can go to the store and buy a gallon of milk cheaper than a gallon of water, something is wrong. And in Area 911 activity reports, several first responders responded to a residential fire on Old Salem Church Road. The East Barron, Temple Hill, Haywood fire departments responded, as well as the Barron County Sheriff's Office and the Barron Metcalf EMS. More local news when we continue here on WCLU.
In retirement, where will your money come from? For many people, retirement income may come from a variety of sources. Here's a few avenues that may provide you money in retirement. Social Security is the government-administered retirement income program. Workers become eligible after paying Social Security taxes for 10 years. Personal savings and investments can provide income during retirement. Retirees tend to look for investments that offer monthly income. Individual retirement accounts have been around since 1974. Contributions you make to a traditional IRA may be fully or partially tax deductible, depending on your individual circumstances. Distributions from an individual retirement account are taxed as ordinary income. What workers anticipate in terms of retirement income sources may differ considerably from what retirees actually experience. How do these sources of income impact your personal retirement? Please call the Fouch Wealth Advisory Group, Sam Dickinson or Brian Basinger, to discuss your retirement income plan. Call us today at 270-651-2663. Investment counseling since 1854. Securities offered by JJB Hilliard, WL Alliance LLC, member NYSE, SIPC, and FINRA. Investing in securities involves risks.
At the People's Bank in Glasgow, we believe that people still like the friendly atmosphere of a community bank. A bank where you're more than just a number. You get one-on-one personal service. A bank where your money's reinvested in the community. And decisions, well, they're all made locally. The People's Bank gives you everything you'd expect in a bank, including online and mobile banking. Get the banking you deserve. Located at 605C on Happy Valley Road in Glasgow. The People's Bank, working for you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
I'd like to begin this segment of news with a correction. The golden alert has been lifted as Mr. Godsey was found yesterday evening, and WCLU is now up to date on that matter as well. In more local news at this hour, on Friday, Barron County native Kenton Bryant had his debut EP album release, and it is already experiencing a great deal of success. Kenton joined myself as a guest in the 42141 studios at WCLU to talk about the day. He was in Greenville, South Carolina to perform a show, sharing the stage with 90s country hitmaker Tracy Lawrence. Kenton is the son of Bob and Jill Bryant and his three brothers Tyler, Yates, and Connor. Kenton tells WCLU he is blessed to be in this position after a lot of hard work.
Of course, you know, and it was in the 30s on the iTunes charts when I looked at 6 o'clock this morning, and it's already at 21, hopefully 20 when I check the next time. We've been just getting the best response. A lot of people from Glasgow and just, you know, friends and family and people that I've met on the road, and, you know, people sharing it, and it's becoming a kind of a viral thing, and I'm unbelievably blessed to just be able to do this. It's still blowing my mind.
Kenton moved to Nashville with a lot of talent and a lot of ambition. With a lot of different musical influences, Kenton settled into fitting sound of country music. He talked about his musical journey.
Well, you know, I think the thing that it really boils down to is no matter what you grow up in, it's pop, it's country, it's Bruce Springsteen, it's Nirvana, it's, you know, the Eagles, it's Zeppelin, but at the core of it all, man, I'm a Glasgow, Kentucky boy, and when I started writing songs, they sounded like a kid from Glasgow, Kentucky. And there's sometimes you gotta something calls and you gotta answer it, man. And you know, I want to write country music that speaks to people from where I'm from, and because there's a whole lot of small towns across the world, and you know, I'm starting to figure that out. That there's Glasgow, Kentucky's a whole lot like other places, and people want to feel the same thing.
He also added that small-town people haven't been paid enough attention to in music lately, and he hopes to continue his musical career writing and singing for small-town Kentucky.
People want something that speaks to them, and I feel like, and this is totally not a knock on anybody, but there's a whole lot of people that haven't been serviced in a long time when it comes to music. And there's a lot of people in small towns that can't relate to, this song or that song, but you bet they relate to, Luke Combs when he sings "When It Rains, It Pours." I mean, there's small town all over that, man. And it's the same thing that Bruce Springsteen did when he was talking about New Jersey. There's a small town somewhere where you're from that those are your people, man. Those are the people you're always going to be singing for. And I'm always going to be singing for small town Kentucky every time.
On September the 6th, Kenton will be the opening act for Dylan Scott at the Beaver Trail Park for the Hops and Horses event. Then, again, on November the 23rd, Kenton will be in town. That's the day after Thanksgiving. Kenton and several of his singer-songwriter friends will perform at the Plaza Theater in Glasgow. Not just any friends, though. Some of Kenton's friends have written several #1 songs that you've heard of.
I've been so fortunate to meet great songwriters and be around great songwriters. And I wanted to do a hometown show. I wanted to bring these songs that I've written back and share them with my family, my friends, and people I grew up with. And but I also wanted to share who has taken me there, who helped bring me to where I'm at. And I wanted to bring my friend Jonathan Singleton that I talked about earlier. He wrote 9 or 10 hits. Yours If You Want It from Rascal Flatts. Guy walks into a bar, watching airplanes. Why Don't We Just Dance? Don't for Billy Currington. Let It Rain. Red Light, both of those for David Nail. I mean, he's got hits on hits. I'm bringing my friend Shane Miner. Shane wrote Chillin' It for Cole Swindell. Shane wrote International Harvester for Craig Morgan. Shane has written, Lord have mercy, he's Beautiful Mess for Diamond Rio.
You're talking about some big hits right there.
It's going to be a night of #1s and then my songs.
There you go.
But I'm also bringing I'm bringing my buddy Ray Fulcher as well. Ray just, speaking of Luke Combs, Ray wrote When It Rains, It Pours, and about 9 of the songs on the record. One of my best friends. We've written a bunch of songs from my project, and I wanted to bring him up too. So it's going to be a big night. We're going to tell some stories, tell some jokes, play some songs, and hopefully Glasgow comes out and supports a hometown boy.
Congratulations to Barron County native Kenton Bryant on his self-titled EP. In more local news, the expected traffic impacts in our area for this week are as follows. On I-65, preparation for a major resurfacing project has started in both directions from mile marker 35 to 44. Construction barrels have been placed on the shoulders as crews are working on drainage pieces. The actual milling and resurfacing is expected to start on September the 4th and is expected to last a couple of months. On the Louis B. Nunn Cumberland Parkway in Barron and Metcalfe counties, work is to continue on a bridge maintenance contract on various bridges along the parkway. The work will consist of cleaning, painting, and applying a concrete coating to 28 bridges along the parkway. Expect lane closures to be in place at various bridges along the parkway and on the routes that pass beneath. In Barron County on US 31E North Rogers Wells Boulevard, contractors work on a preventative maintenance resurfacing project that will extend north from South Fork Road to Lexington Drive. The work for this project will primarily be completed at night as well. On the Park City Bon Air Road, contractors are expected to work on resurfacing project along Kentucky 255 between US 68 extending north to the CSX Railroad overpass. Then on Thomerson Park Road, contractors are expected to work on resurfacing projects that are on Kentucky 921 between Kentucky 87 extending north to Kentucky 249. Flaggers will be present. And in Metcalfe County on US 68 Greensburg Road, contractors are expected to continue work on a shoulder improvement project that will improve roadside features and replace drainage structures on US 68 beginning at Kentucky 1243 extending east to Kentucky 70. And on the Tompkinsville Road, work on a project that will replace the bridge and approaches over Rogers Creek at Robertson Shaw Road extending north to Radford Martin Road. Motorists should be prepared for occasional delays due to flagging as earthwork operations resume. Please drive with caution around these areas as well as all areas. For WCLU Local News, I'm Wes Royse.
At U.S. Bank, we're proud to be part of our community. All of our great community events inspire more than just the attendees. They inspire the entire community. U.S. Bank is committed to making the communities in which we work and live a better place. Our commitment means supporting the programs and organizations that enrich the quality of life for our neighbors. Because when our community succeeds, everyone wins. All of us serving you. U.S. Bank, member FDIC.
From the Kentucky News Network, I'm Jaleesa Chapman. Governor Matt Bevin is making it official. He will run for a second term. Bevin told a crowd of Republicans in Lexington Saturday night.
In all seriousness, clean up one other thing. You bet I'm running again.
The only Democrat officially in the race so far is Attorney General Andy Beshear. 3 juveniles are in custody after a police chase ended in a crash of a stolen vehicle early Sunday morning. Covington police say they attempted to pull over a suspected stolen car around 5 a.m. Sunday when the driver took off, leading them on a brief high-speed chase. The suspects lost control and crashed into a wooded area. The 3 juveniles attempted to run, but officers were able to take all of them into custody. Police and fire units responded to a Lexington hotel after employees said they found possible chemicals used to make meth. Officers said an Embassy Suites by Hilton Lexington Green hotel employee saw the chemicals in the room Sunday.
And saw what he looked like narcotics to him and some chemicals. Thought that there might be something along the lines of a meth lab going on in the hotel, so he alerted his supervisors.
Lieutenant Chris Van Brackle with the Lexington Police Department tells WKYT hotel staff reportedly pursued the suspects who ran away. Police do not believe there was an active meth lab, but there was potential for one.
That's what it sounds like, is we do have some of what they call the precursor chemicals.
No one is in custody at this time. And managers at Kentucky Kingdom in Louisville say their roller coaster is not to blame for a rider's injury over the weekend. A park official claims a loose item fell and hit a rider in the head. The rider suffered a cut on the temple and was taken to the hospital for observation. Kentucky Kingdom has signs posted throughout the park that say loose items like cell phones are banned from their rides. I'm Jaleesa Chapman.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
The university scientists have long hypothesized, where does the magic man get his magic? The phenomenon that is the magic man is considered one of the great wonders of science. Truth be told, there is no science greater than magic. And that's why the mystery remains.
Hi, I'm Eddie Bruner, and yes, technically I am the magic man, but there's no magic to it. It's honesty, knowledge, and paying the best prices I can pay.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
South Central Kentucky Monuments in Glasgow wants you to know that if you've recently lost a loved one or if you're thinking about a pre-need monument, they're here to make the process as stress-free as possible. With plenty of examples and a multitude of custom options, South Central Kentucky Monuments has the ability to offer you exactly what you want or help steer you in the right direction based on your preferences. Let my friends David, Jerry, and Adam Jesse provide the service and craftsmanship you deserve. To learn more, visit southcentralkymonuments.com.
It's 6:26. It's 73 degrees. We're going to be getting back into some warmer weather this week. We'll check in with Ray Stajic at the Weather Channel in just a couple of moments. In area funeral announcements this hour, Jeremy Ray Linder, age 37, of Munfordville, died Friday at his home. Survivors include 2 daughters, Ashley Linder of Hebron and Whitney Linder of Cincinnati. His mother, Marcia Mattingly of E-Town, a father, Dennis Linder of Munfordville, sister Julie Epperson of Falmouth, brother, John Polka of Lee Grand. 3 nephews, 1 niece, and 3 great-nephews also survive. Funeral services for Jeremy Ray Linder will be at 11 o'clock Wednesday morning in the chapel of the Seagull Funeral Home. Burial will follow in the Center Point Cemetery. Visitation begins today at 12 noon and continues until 7 p.m. at the People's Funeral Home in Falmouth. Visitation will also be on Tuesday from 11 until 8 at Seagull Funeral Home and then continue Wednesday from 8 a.m. until the funeral hour. Donald Rayburn Luttrell, age 79, of Brownsville, died Thursday at Greenview Regional Hospital. The Edmonson County native was a farmer, a U.S. Army veteran, a member of the Edmonson County Saddle Club, and a member of the Pleasant Union United Baptist Church. He was the son of the late James Duncan Luttrell and Dora Pearl Houchin Luttrell. Surviving are his wife, Carolyn Webb Luttrell, a daughter, Jacqueline D. Jack Luttrell Greenwald of Brownsville, two brothers, Jim Luttrell and Gerald Luttrell, both of Brownsville, and several nieces and nephews. Funeral services for Donald Rayburn Luttrell will be at 2 o'clock Wednesday at the Brownsville General Baptist Church. Burial will follow in the Rayburn Luttrell Family Cemetery. Visitation will be from 4 until 8 today, and after 9 o'clock tomorrow, and after 9 o'clock Wednesday at the Grayville Funeral Home in Brownsville. Funeral services for Beatrice Curd, age 87, of Glasgow, will be today at 12 noon at First Baptist Church. Burial will follow in the Barlow Cemetery. The Hayes, Watts, and Purcell Funeral Home is in charge of those arrangements. Funeral services for Gladys Pettigo Berry, age 98, of Glasgow, will be today at 11 o'clock at the Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home. Burial will follow in the Glasgow Municipal Cemetery. Alternate expressions of sympathy may take the form of memorial donations to the Pleasant Point Missionary Baptist Church. Funeral services for Ruby Nell Scott, age 72, of Burkesville, will be today at 2 o'clock at the Norris New Funeral Home. Burial will follow in the Spears Scott Cemetery in Cumberland County. Visitation is in progress. Funeral services for Margaret Louise Bragg Gerald, age 70, of Glasgow, will be at 1 o'clock Tuesday at the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home. Burial will follow in the Glasgow Municipal Cemetery. Visitation begins today at 4 p.m. and continues tomorrow until time for services. Funeral services for Beatrice Curd, age 87, of Glasgow, will be today at 12 noon at First Baptist Church, with burial to follow in the Barlow Cemetery. The Hayes, Watts, and Purcell Funeral Home is in charge of those arrangements. Obituary information is available 24 hours a day, free, online at WCLUradio.com. No login is necessary.
Okay, Mom. The gutters are clean and I fixed the doorknob. Anything else?
Yes, you can help me figure out what to do with my money in the CD at the bank. It's about to mature and I don't know what to do with it.
Well, here's what I'd do. I'd use the money and buy an annuity from Woodman. As far as rates go, it's competitive with a CD, sometimes even better, and the earnings on your money will grow tax-deferred until you withdraw it.
And that's good, right?
Oh, that's very good, because you defer income taxes so you have more money for compounding. And unlike a mutual fund, a fixed annuity guarantees you'll never lose your principal, no matter how long you live.
So how'd you get so smart?
I'm sure it came from my mother.
Hi, I'm Jeff Sneed, your local Woodman of the World representative. Find out more about Woodman's full line of annuity products by calling me at 270-646-0354.
Insurance protection, financial security. Woodman of the World Life Insurance Society of Omaha, Nebraska. Woodman, with you through life.
Let's turn to local sports. The Glasgow Scotties ladies soccer team will take on LaRue County tonight at 7 o'clock at home. Also, the Lady Scotty volleyball team will be on the road at Russellville. That game is scheduled for 5:30. And the Scotty football JV team will take on Monroe County at home. That is a 6 o'clock kickoff. And for WCLU Sports, I'm Wes Royce.
Did you know termites cause over $5 billion in property damage each year? Luckily, you can protect your home with Arrow Exterminators and the Centricon system with always active technology. Centricon creates a protective barrier around your home to stop termites before they ever have the chance to attack. It is truly investment protection for your home. The pros at Arrow Exterminators also specialize in pest, mosquito, and fire ant control. And you can feel good knowing that all services are backed with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. All you have to do is schedule a free home evaluation, and a licensed Arrow professional will come to your home and inspect, identify, and then treat in the most environmentally responsible method available today. Call 888-GO-ARROW or visit arrowexterminators.com. That's 888-GO-ARROW or arrowexterminators.com. It's not just pest control, it's Arrow Exterminators Pest Control.
All right, what are we talking about today? Well, we're at 72 degrees. 6:32 is our time. Several things going to be going on this week. Busy week here, heading into the Labor Day weekend. But let me talk about this. The Book Sprout Story Time, meeting every Tuesday in August at 10 o'clock at the Marietta Library. And each story time includes a range of books, songs, rhymes, finger plays, music, crafts, and free play. Sounds like a very nice time. For the youngsters, Book Sprouts, every Tuesday in the month of August. All right, I think what we're going to do next is, coming right back, we're going to be checking out our birthdays for today here on this Monday morning.
Do you use a debit card? Do you get paid by direct deposit or have a monthly bill set up for auto payment? Do you like the convenience of online banking and the efficiency of e-statements? If so, Citizens First Platinum Plus checking account is for you. Stop by Citizens First today to open your Platinum Plus account and start earning real interest on your money.
Qualifications must be met each statement cycle to earn premium interest rates. Required minimum opening deposit of $100. Interest earned compounded and paid monthly. Interest rate is subject to change. Must be a Kentucky or Tennessee resident. One account per Social Security number. Member FDIC.
The future face of Pedigo Lessenberry. Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley. And I'm Daniel Bird. And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance. Growing with a proud community since 1902.
Today. All right, 72 degrees here, WCLU. 6:34 is our time. It is the 27th day of August, and time for us to talk about some of the folks celebrating birthdays today. Ralphie's Fun Center knows how to celebrate.
When was the last time you got your Ralphie on? What's getting your Ralphie on, you ask? When you're winning prizes and lighting up the store in the arcade, you're getting your Ralphie on. When you're dancing under the lights on roller skates, you've turned on your inner Ralphies. When you bring your coworkers to bowl in the business league, your office staff has clocked in on Ralphie's time. If you suffer from symptoms such as lack of fun, feeling bored, if you get frequent urges to act like it's your birthday, or if you're just not smiling enough, you need to go to Ralphie's. That's Ralphie's Fun Center in Glasgow. A great place for any party, event, field trip, or church group. Get your Ralphie on.
Ralphie's Fun Center, always a fun place to go. Let me tell you about some of our honorees that we are celebrating birthdays with today, here on the 27th day of August. First of all, Miss Melba Richardson has a birthday today. Hope Miss Melba has a mighty fine birthday. Joan Edwards is celebrating. We've got Keith Jones. Keith would be 49 today. It's Michael Etherton. Michael Etherton. Let me say it right. I'm going to say it again. Michael Etherton, who is 42 today. Kay Farley is 75. Happy 62nd birthday to Connie Childress. Happy birthday to Debbie Cleveland. That's all the birthdays. Let me look and make sure we don't have any anniversaries that have snuck in here in the last little bit, because we want to try to be as up-to-date as possible. 651-9149 or 800-956-1023, or online you can send it to us here at WCLUradio.com. All right, that came in for tomorrow, so we'll wait and talk about that tomorrow on the birthday list. Let us know. We're going to come right back and enjoy going back in time in the archives.
Lessenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lessenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lessenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky,
My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parish Carpet.
Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us. The People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Check out the deals at Gilliard Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
Save big on summer adventure during our Jeep Celebration event. How about saving up to $5,800 off the factory MSRP on a new 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokee? Or choose up to $4,000 off the new 2018 Jeep Renegade. Now you can save up to $3,750 off on the newly redesigned 2019 Jeep Cherokee.
If car shopping makes you nervous, come to the home of legendary service.
Our very own Golden Voice Henry Royse will be giving away door prizes. Folks, there's some very nice prizes here. They got some Samsonite luggage going up for grabs. Come and check out the bank. They've got a great new drive-thru. We're going to pull the WCLU vehicle through there and check out the 13.5-foot lane width, as well as come to you live with all the updates on 102.3 Light FM, 1490 AM, and on Facebook Live. Join us Monday, August 27th at 10 a.m. for the People's Bank grand opening.
Okay, here we are at 6:39 now, WCLU, as we are rolling out of the rack, pointing our feet in the right direction. And I think phone's been ringing, but I don't think we added any birthdays to the birthday club as of yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the trip down memory lane, the archives, where we talk about things that brought us here, things that got us where we're going. And it's 100 years worth of history. And courtesy of the South Central Kentucky Cultural Center, the talented archivists like Ray Green and Miss Gail Berry, and Sam Terry is going to join us live on the air to review the past 100 years after this word from our sponsor at Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Service.
15,000 inventory items, custom brake hoses while you wait, cylinder repair. Is there anything Joseph A. Wade can't do? Well, one thing's for sure, Joseph A. Wade Incorporated serves a large community of people who believe there's no job they can't do, and that's the same attitude Joseph A. Wade has in their line of work. So for the smallest screws, Allen wrenches, or drill bits, or even a 5-stage hydraulic cylinder measuring 25 feet in length, Joseph A. Wade's motto, no problem. Joseph A. Wade Incorporated, 311 Industrial Drive, Glasgow.
Hey, Sam, how you doing?
Doing well, Henry. How are you this morning?
Just fine. Did you have a relaxing weekend, did you? It was a nice weekend.
It was indeed. It was a great weekend.
Now we jump back in with both feet and start running faster on the squirrel cage to see if we can get to the end of this thing.
There you go. It's the end of the month, almost.
That's right. 100 years ago, we start off today, and we have to report the news as it happens. And this is a sad story to start off our archives with. From 100 years ago, 1918, this was in the Republican. Mrs. Molly Toddy, the wife of Mr. W.M. Toddy, who is the county school superintendent of Barron County, died of uremic poisoning at the family residence at the age of 52. I failed to look up what uremic poisoning might be. You got a clue on that, do you, doctor?
I do not.
Okay, all right.
I do not.
Well, anyway, it sounds bad. Obviously, it's fatal. And she was only 52 years of age. It says before marriage, she was Miss Molly Flowers, the daughter of Mr. D.P. Flowers, who survives her. So a sad day for for the Toddy family there in 1918. All right, let's see if we can brighten this thing up a little bit. Actually not. When we move to 1928, this story in the Republican, Mr. Luther Webb, Mr. Webb employed by Barry and Kelly, who are the contractors, on the Jackson Highway in Allen County was so seriously injured by a belated shot while working in a rock quarry just over the Allen County line a few days ago. He died after being taken to Gallatin for treatment. Sounds to me like it was what they would call a misfire. Maybe they set off a charge and it didn't go off, and so they went back to work and then it went off.
And Henry, that's the same project that we talked about one day last week in the archives when they spent around 10 years building the Jackson Highway from Barron River to Scottsville. And people were awfully happy to have that highway finished, but here it's still going on with a casualty, unfortunately.
Yeah, and if you remember, I think it was politics and something else that contributed to the procrastination, maybe. That's one reason why it took forever to build the road. Interesting indeed.
Both can be problematic.
That's right. All right, so let's see here. Let's try to get something happier going. How about the actual beginning of the Newberry lunch counter, okay? The headline read in this was in the Glasgow Times in 1938, that Miss Garrison has charge of the Newberry opening Friday. It's Miss Eleanor Garrison of New Albany, Indiana. She's going to preside at the opening of the Newberry lunch counter on Friday. Miss Garrison has had years of experience in serving the public, and with her able force of assistants, will be able to render an acceptable service to all who patronize this popular place. Mr. Tulla, the manager, will be able to call his place the most popular eating place in the city. He has spared neither labor nor expense to fit up a nice modern lunch counter that promises to become even more desirable than it has in the past. So big celebration coming up here with the big lunch counter opening, Miss Garrison.
Yes, and quite a place in local history. And, of course, she was succeeded by Melba Humphrey, who stayed there for about 43 years and cooked up an awful lot of Newberry's Mexican hamburgers.
Yes, Miss Melba, a very fine lady. And, if you're saying her, if you want to be correct, the H is silent. When my family members, it was Miss Melba Humphrey. You didn't jar down on that H very much, but a very nice lady indeed, and certainly ran a fine restaurant there for sure. That was 1938, Sam. 1948. We have some news out of Edmonton. A packed house full turned out to the local theater in Edmonton Wednesday night to hear the radio stars from WSM, including our own hometown boy, Rollin Sullivan, who is Oscar of the team of Lonzo and Oscar. Some of us can recall the time a few years ago when his father, J.M. Sullivan, and older brothers were quite in demand as musical entertainers, while shy little Rollin's only efforts along that line were a few timid plinks on a mandolin. I love that writing. Just some timid plinks. And now Rollin has made quite a reputation for himself among lovers of the hillbilly music of the South. Certainly a very famous group of entertainers there, Lonzo and Oscar, and I think it's nice that ever so often you got to come back and thank the folks that helped you get started, coming back to Edmonton for the packed house for the radio stars from WSM, the 50,000-watt blowtorch of the South. All right, Sam, fun stuff. Plinking of the mandolin. All right, now we've got some here. Let's move to 1958. You ready?
Yes.
The Ladies' Championship Golf Tournament of the Glasgow Country Club will be held next week. This is when Mrs. Leo Doyle will play Mrs. Jessie Reed Jolly for the club championship. In the first flight, Mrs. Chris Grinstead will play Mrs. Howard Malcolm Jones, and then Mrs. Harold Cady and Mrs. Jessie Reed Jolly, who were in Franklin on Wednesday, participated in the Julep Cup tournament. Mrs. Cady won a silver cup as the runner-up in the third flight. These gals were very famous here locally for their ability to play the game of golf and to excel in tournaments and just to have a good time playing in the game of golf there from 1958. The Ladies' Championship. Go ahead.
And in the era that we tended to write married ladies' names using their husband's given name.
Yeah, that's right.
For those who might not recognize who those folks were based on their husband's name, Mrs. Leo Doyle was Betty Jones.
Yes.
And Mrs. Jessie Reed Jolly was Vic Jolly, mother of Suzanne Alexander. And Mrs. Chris Grinston was Sib, who passed away just last year, I believe. Mrs. Howard Malcolm Jones was Francis, and they lived over on West Brown Street. Mrs. Harold Katie was Jane. And they all were quite involved in lots of different things in our community for many years.
You know, I'm glad you said that, and I'm very impressed with the way that you recalled all of these ladies' first names, too, because they contributed a great deal to this community, but as individuals, in addition to being the spouse of their husband. So it's just good to make a note of that for sure. It was a time very enjoyable to be around here watching how things happen. 1958. 1968, more sad news, and you know we've spent a lot of time this weekend with the recanting of the prisoner of war terms of the life of the late Senator John McCain, and a lot of footage about what it was like to be a Vietnam as a prisoner of war and to sacrifice the ultimate sacrifice. And we've got a couple of pictures here from the 1968 archives, the story of a 20-year-old Barron County serviceman who was killed in Vietnam on August the 20th. His name is Douglas Smith. Douglas Smith, the husband of Janetta Harmon Smith and the son of Mr. and Mrs. Marvin Smith. Also, Billy Smith, the first Metcalfe County soldier to lose his life in Vietnam, was killed on August the 24th. He was the son of Mr. and Mrs. Bernice Smith. I don't know whether Wes has those pictures up there exactly or not, but nonetheless, these are two servicemen who gave the ultimate sacrifice in Vietnam in 1968. There we have Private First Class Albert Douglas Smith from Barron County, and then Private First Class Billy W. Smith, who both served their country well and gave the ultimate sacrifice. And you know, when it gets that close to home, it sort of changes the perspective. You think, Sam?
It does indeed, and all of those young men deserve to be remembered at every possible opportunity.
Yes, it was a different time, you know. It just there's a lot to be said about to be a soldier back in the day of Vietnam. It was not a popular war, and the soldiers who were fighting in the war didn't get at the time the type of credit that they deserved for what they were doing. And I'm glad that we now are finally getting a little bit more understanding of all that. All right?
Absolutely.
1978, let's go ahead and come back home and go to school for the new Barron County teachers that went to work at Barron County School this day in 1978. Billy Lindsay, Danny Harden, Patty Stanton, Mike Logston, and Larry Cushenberry, adding to the excellent staff, the Barron County Schools here, with a new round of young educators in 1978. We got more bridge work going on here, Sam. This is always seems like the time of year for bridge work to happen. In 1988, bridge over Wood Store Etoile Road crossing Skaggs Creek is going to open on Monday. So, and that was, I think there was a lot of rerouting that went on during that time period, but they got the bridge open there at the Wood Store Etoile Road, and you can go over Skaggs Creek without any trouble. 1988. 1998, what do we have? We've got Governor Paul Patton was in the neighborhood this day in 1998. He was here to bring us $1.5 million for improved health care water services, and safety for Hart County. Now, that was a pretty big, broad path of services provided there, and got a lot for that $1.5 million. You think, Sam?
It seems like it was, and certainly always nice to see the governor, no matter who he or she may be, coming with money.
That's right. You know, they'll always get the welcome mat out for that. We're not going to discuss much about it. You know, well, whether it's politically correct or whatever, we'll take the money, we'll put it to good use. And it was 10 years ago this day, hard to believe 10 years ago, but Barron County School Board this day okayed the bids for work at North Jackson Elementary School. What a wonderful facility that is, and what great education is being taught there at North Jackson. So you see, this was an interesting trip down memory lane because we had a lot of different things to cover here. Everything from sadness with the loss of some prominent citizens to loss of soldiers to just lots of interesting things here. But it's the fabric that we call home. All right, Sam, do we have everything covered? Anything historically speaking that hit you while we were wrapping it up here?
No, not at the moment, but I'm sure we'll have some neat things to come up tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. Well, if you'll come back and join us, we'll enjoy getting together to talk about it, okay?
I'll do it.
Thank you, Sam. Sam Terry, noted historian and just all-around good guy who's with us on the archives today, brought to you by Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services.
Let me ask you something. What do you see when you look at your home and your car? Do you see a bundle, a combo deal? That's how other insurance companies see them. But a State Farm agent sees so much more. Because a State Farm agent sees your home and your car as more than just four walls and four wheels. They see the things you've worked really hard for. So why not give them the protection they deserve? Call State Farm agent Mike Bryant in Glasgow at 270-651-3608.
Testing 1, 2.
TJ Sampson, providing TLC, Total Local Care, 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local health care provider. Total Local Care, 24/7.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather round your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
The university scientists have long hypothesized, where does the magic man get his magic? The phenomenon that is the magic.
Let's talk about our Good as Gold honoree today by special request, and we do appreciate all the folks who take advantage of the opportunity to nominate folks to be Good as Gold. This one goes back to Friday the 24th. That was the 100th birthday of Jeannie Underwood. She was requested to be Good as Gold, and she was requested by someone named Laura Markham to wish Miss Jeannie Underwood a happy 100th birthday. And if you happen to see Jeannie Underwood around town today, we'd love for you to pat her on the back and tell her she's good as gold. Happy 100th birthday. Not sure if you know Miss Jeannie or not? Well, click online, WCLUradio.com. As a part of the nomination process, a photo of Miss Jeannie was submitted, and you'll be able to check that out online at WCLUradio.com. And so, if you see Jeannie Underwood around town, why don't you pat her on the back and tell her she's good as gold from WCLU and a little taste of Texas, where you know it's going to be hopping down there today. It's always a hopping day on Monday. They always have a great special on Monday, and they'll always look for you on Monday, too. Let's go ahead and set up the weather forecast this morning. Brought to you by South Central Bank.
South Central Bank is a locally owned bank that cares about you and our community, too.
My name's Roger Mercer. My wife and I, Terry, own Southern Kentucky Collision here in Glasgow. It's a collision repair center. We've been dealing with South Central Bank for probably 23, 24 years. They've always been good to us. They're a hometown bank. South Central Bank's been a really big part of our business as far as the growth. They've been there for us when we needed to borrow money to grow, and we appreciate that very much from South Central Bank.
South Central Bank, small enough to know you, big enough to help. Member FDIC.
Today, we're clear to start, warm to start, almost 10 degrees above average. This afternoon, plenty of sunshine, maybe a few clouds, 91. Tonight, mainly clear, 68. Tuesday, a few clouds with sun, maybe an isolated shower thunderstorm. Most of the day for most of us will be dry, 90 degrees. Better chance of showers and thunderstorms Wednesday afternoon, upper 80s. And a few thunderstorms Thursday, middle 80s. Friday, partly cloudy with highs in the upper 80s. I'm meteorologist Ray Stijic, a Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. Current conditions, the barometer is at, where'd I put my notes? Barometer is at 30.13. The winds are calm, 90% humidity. Precipitation is at 0%. Constant coverage in studio radar screen crystal clear this morning. Just hadn't been much precip out there. We have a 40% chance of something moving in here tomorrow afternoon, but don't think it's going to be anything that's going to last a long time. 72 degrees. Weather brought to you by South Central Bank.
The university scientists have long hypothesized, where does the magic man get his magic? The phenomenon that is the magic man is considered one of the great wonders of science. Truth be told, there is no science greater than magic. And that's why the mystery remains.
Hi, I'm Eddie Bruner, and yes, technically I am the magic man, but there's no magic to it. It's honesty, knowledge, and paying the best prices I can pay.
Congratulations. Are you excited about the new job?
Yes, but I don't know what to do with my 401k.
That's a big decision. As a Modern Woodman financial representative, I can explain your options and help you to make the best choice. I'm Anthony Mike. Call me today at 427-6807.
Get to know your local Modern Woodman representative to plan for your financial future and learn about valuable member benefits. Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures. Securities offered through MWA Financial Services, Inc., a wholly owned subsidiary of Modern Woodman of America.
Ariel Castro of Cleveland, Ohio, was found in his jail cell, dead of an apparent suicide. Castro was the man who was known for having 3 women held hostage in his home for over a decade. We saw that his home was demolished. Brick by brick and board by board, it was torn down to no longer be in our memory. Seeing the images and thinking about the demise of this man has made me think of this passage from Psalm 127, verse 1. Unless the Lord builds the house, those who build it labor in vain. What a powerful reminder for each of us. Unless God occupies the place of preeminence in our homes, no matter what else may happen, we are fools and failures. This has been Bart Warren for the South Green Street Church of Christ.
Thank you, Bart. 72 degrees, WCLU. Let me add Tina Staples to the birthday club here for today. I want to be sure that Tina Staples has a birthday today. Let's see. Looking at this information right here, it appears that we owe Tina Staples a gong, a 50 gong, Tina. So happy 50th birthday to Tina Staples today. Congratulations. We're moving into trivia. That's right. Time for somebody to win. And boy, is it always a great place to win. And our sponsors of trivia, Digo's Place and Garcia's, where you can win a $5 off coupon at either one of those places. And there's not a bad choice. It's just which one you're in the mood for. And that's a hard choice to make. But we're going to ask the question after we hear this commercial from Digo's Place and Garcia's.
For an intimate setting with family and friends, everyone knows the place to go in Glasgow is Garcia's Grill. But did you know about Digo's Place? It's next to the TJ Health Pavilion in the former Plum Yum location. Also owned by Armando and family at Garcia's Grill. When you're talking Mexican food, it's all about the ingredients. And Armando uses only the best ingredients at both Garcia's and Digo's Place. The difference is, Digo's Place is a little more casual, and you also get to pick your sauces, cheeses, herbs, and spices. So if you've never tried Digo's Place, you'll love the authentic Mexican flavors made with the finest ingredients. That's Digo's Place, owned and operated by the same folks at Garcia's Grill.
651-9149, 800-956-1023. Here's the question. 2 brothers invented the tater tot in 1953. What was their last name? What was the last name of the 2 brothers who invented the tater tot in 1953? 651-9149, 800-956-1023. You know, tater tots didn't just appear. They had to be invented. Hello, trivia.
1, 2, 3. You know, Tot.
No, it wasn't the Tot. It wasn't Mr. Tot. The Tot brothers. Trivia.
Was it Greg?
It was Greg. Who is this speaking?
Christy Stinson.
Christy, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Now, we hadn't had you on this show in a little while.
No, it was summer. I kind of didn't get up early enough.
Yeah, well, you're up now, right?
Yes.
It's an interesting story, and I don't have all of my notes with me from where I came up with this trivia question, but this guy, Mr. Grigg, and his brother, Mr. Grigg, whose name was Golden. Golden Grigg was the brother's name, and the other brother, they were actually 2 Mormons who bought a frozen food factory out in Oregon and started doing frozen potatoes, like frozen French fries and things of that nature. And they came up with a way to manufacture tater tots out of the leftovers from making French fries. And now,
pretty neat.
It is neat. And of course, you know, they actually they sold that company to Ore-Ida. Perhaps you've heard of Ore-Ida.
Yes.
And Ore-Ida was it has its basis there in Oregon, where they said, yeah, we can come up with this tot thing. That'll be something we use the leftover French fry residue for. And now tater tots outsell French fries, Christy.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and so the Griggs, Grigg, the Griggs, the ones who the 2 brothers who bought about to shut down frozen food plant, and the rest, as they say, is history. Now it belongs to the H.J. Heinz company, but that's going back a few years. All right, Christy Stinson. I don't. You can go out here to Digo's place or to Garcia's, and we got a $5 coupon for you, and you will enjoy every morsel that they have available for you out there. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. See you, Christy.
Bye-bye.
Christy Stinson. That's right. It's Grigg, the Grigg brothers, who started a little. It was the the Oregon Potato Company, which they later changed to Ore-Ida. And they invented tater tots as something to do with the leftover stuff from making French fries. Now you know the rest of the story. And we'll play trivia tomorrow. And thanks to all the good folks out at Digo's Place and Garcia's for giving us a fun way to start the day off and making winners happy, for sure.
CBS News updates. The search for a motive following the bloody shooting yesterday at a Jacksonville, Florida video game tournament. 2 victims killed, 9 hurt. Police say the gunman, identified as David Katz, committed suicide. One gamer says there was panic.
People were being trampled. People were hiding. Everybody was screaming in fear.
Gamers Eli Clayton and Taylor Robertson died, according to WJAX-TV. Jacksonville Mayor Lenny Curry says,
Jacksonville is mourning. We have faced an occurrence that is all too common. It will require us to continue to do the hard work of public safety to make sure that people are safe.
Katz, who won the competition last year, said to have been angry that he lost this year. Jacksonville Sheriff Mike Williams.
We spent a lot of time training together and separately for events like this. We pray, obviously, that it never happens, but today it did, and they were prepared.
There have been calls for more security at video game competitions. CBS News Update, I'm Gary Nunn.
This is WCLU Glasgow, WCLU FM Unfordville, W253BN Glasgow. Services of Royse Radio Incorporated.
I'm Jared Persley.
And I'm Daniel Bird. As recent history tells us, disasters can happen.
It's impossible to prepare for everything, but it is possible to prepare for what happens next.
And that's where we come in. At ISU Pettigo-Lessenberry Insurance Agency, we can provide you with many options as an independent agency.
And it's our job to make sure you know about all the what-ifs so that your policy has you prepared for what happens next.
So just ask us. We'd be honored that you did. Just give us a call at 651-8837.
We're ISU Pettigo-Lessenberry Insurance Agency.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
Bailey Gibson, them a deal-making, hand-shaking, wheel-turning, hard-working dealer.
In need of a new vehicle? How about a Buick? An Enclave, Encore, an Envision? We make it easy at Bailey Gibson. No matter the make or model, Buick or GMC, new or used, Bailey Gibson has the vehicle for you. On the lot or a customized order, we make it easy for you. Need financing or service after the sale? We make it easy. Don't stress over car buying. Stop in or give us a call.
Cindy can make car buying easy for you.
You know you can depend on WCLU for local news on the air, online, on demand at WCLUradio.com.
For WCLU Local News, I'm Wes Royse reporting. The Glasgow Police Department has updated WCLU's information that the Golden Alert has now been lifted for Steve Godsey. Again, good news reporting from the Glasgow Police Department that the Golden Alert has been lifted. The Glasgow City Council will meet tonight. Among a few rezoning ordinances and committee appointments, the council will have discussions regarding the recent Parks and Recreation Committee meeting last week. The committee, as previously reported, voted to recommend moving forward with negotiations with the Glasgow Independent School Board on an agreed-on method of allowing the school to take ownership of Nelson Field and Richardson Field. It is not certain as to whether or not the council will take action on the matter, but the Parks and Rec Committee will explain their recommendation. The Glasgow Independent School Board has already voted to build a new facility for softball, whether it be on the campus of the high school or at the proposed location of Nelson Field. The school is also requesting to take over responsibilities at Richardson Field and Sam Roy Stadium. Also up for debate are the tennis courts and a fencing structure recommended by Principal Dr. Amy Allen at the previous City Council meeting. You can watch tonight's meeting locally on EPB Channel 6 or on Facebook live stream for WCLU Radio's page, as well as the WCLU News Periscope page, or you can subscribe on YouTube to watch WCLU.com. That YouTube stream will also be front and center on the homepage of WCLUradio.com. A few months ago, area dairy farmers who were contracted through Dean Foods received letters saying that the company would no longer be picking up their milk. The effect on area farmers has been significant. I spoke with one area dairy farmer who says that the corporate world is making it difficult to make ends meet.
Your family, your whole life, milk's what feeds my family, but it's getting cut short right now. Walmart killed us. Walmart canceled 300 dairies up north, down to Indiana and everywhere, and they just sent them a note and said, look here, in 90 days we're not going to pick your milk up. It don't matter if you're doing a good job, a bad job, or what, we're not going to pick your milk up no more, because this is Dean's. Walmart is opening up their own milk factory. Used to, back in the day, you could own 25 cows, maybe 30, and have 10 acres of tobacco and send your family afford a college. It ain't working no more.
This farmer asked to remain anonymous, but adds that when you purchase discount milk at a chain store, you're hurting the local farmer.
Go against Walmart, but by all means, they're killing us. When you walk into Walmart and you buy milk for 99 cents or 89 cents a gallon, you're killing me. You're killing me. Walmart's killing us. I ain't asking nobody to pay $10 a gallon for milk, but by all means, if ain't it worth $3 or $4?
He says to help people understand the issue, he tells WCLU News, when you can go to the store and buy a gallon of milk cheaper than a gallon of water, something is wrong. And in Area 911 activity, the East Barron, Temple Hill, and Haywood Fire Departments, along with Barron County Sheriff's Office and Barron Metcalf EMS, responded to a residential fire at Old Salem Church Road just after midnight this morning. More local news when we continue here on WCLU.
Most of us make sure we get preventative maintenance for our vehicles, our air conditioning, and other things that we use every day that we
priority, those minor problems before they became big problems. Come see us today to establish us as your primary care provider, and we can discuss all the preventative maintenance recommended to keep you in tip-top shape. This is the perfect time of year to get you and your family on the track to better health. We can't wait to see how we can help you because, after all, wellness is part of our name. Jackson Health and Wellness Clinic, your place for hometown healing. Don't forget we're in our new location right across from TJ Sampson Hospital at 1214B North Race Street. Call us today, 270-629-6722. We look forward to helping your entire family achieve better health at Jackson Health and Wellness Clinic in Glasgow.
I've always been a talker. I love to laugh, but I was wearing dentures, and I felt uncomfortable because of being young. My 50th birthday gift for my husband, I wanted to get implants.
That's C.J. Elliott, another satisfied patient of Dr. Jim Thurman and dental implants.
The way they treat you, it was sort of like a family, and it was like, this is what I want.
And of course, C.J. had done her research on the subject and Dr. Thurman.
When I went to another dentist, and he recommended Thurman. I love it. Well, I'm glad I got Dr. Thurman. I really am. People ask me all the time, what do you have? Who did it? And I tell them, Dr. Thurman.
And after having a full set of dental implants from Dr. Thurman, C.J. has no regrets.
This was the best thing I ever did. And I would do it again if I had to. I would do it again.
So if you're in a similar situation, here's what C.J. would say to you.
If you are wanting to get dental implants, that Dr. Thurman would be the man to go to.
To learn more, call the office of Dr. James Thurman at 651-5939.
Testing 1, 2. There we go. Testing 1, 2. There we go. On Friday, Barron County native Kenton Bryant had his debut EP album release, and it's already experiencing a great deal of success. Kenton joined myself as a guest in the 42141 studios here at WCLU to talk about the big day. He was in Greenville, South Carolina to perform a show, sharing the stage with 90s country hitmaker Tracy Lawrence. Kenton is the son of Bob and Jill Bryant and his three brothers, Tyler, Yates, and Connor. Kenton tells WCLU News he is blessed to be in this position.
Of course, I woke up at 6 o'clock this morning just scared to death to see if anybody had listened to it. And it was in the 30s on the iTunes charts when I looked at 6 o'clock this morning, and it's already at 21, hopefully 20 when I check the next time. We've been just getting the best response. A lot of people from Glasgow and just, friends and family and people that I've met on the road. And, people sharing it, and it's becoming a kind of a viral thing. And I'm unbelievably blessed to just be able to do this. It's still blowing my mind.
Kenton moved to Nashville with a lot of talent and a lot of ambition. With a lot of different musical influences, Kenton settled into a fitting sound of country music. He talked about his musical journey.
Well, I think the thing that it really boils down to is no matter what you grow up in, it's pop, it's country, it's Bruce Springsteen, it's Nirvana, it's the Eagles, it's Zeppelin. But at the core of it all, man, I'm a Glasgow, Kentucky boy, and when I started writing songs, they sounded like a kid from Glasgow, Kentucky. And there's sometimes you gotta something calls and you gotta answer it, man. And I want to write country music that speaks to people from where I'm from, and because there's a whole lot of small towns across the world, and I'm starting to figure that out, that there's Glasgow, Kentucky's a whole lot like other places, and people want to feel the same thing.
He also added that small town people haven't been paid enough attention to in music lately, and he hopes to continue his musical career writing and singing for small town Kentucky.
People want something that speaks to them, and I feel like, and this is totally not a knock on anybody, but there's a whole lot of people that haven't been serviced in a long time when it comes to music, and there's a lot of people in small towns that can't relate to this song or that song, but you bet they relate to Luke Combs when he sings "When It Rains It Pours." I mean, there's small town all over that, man, and it's the same thing that Bruce Springsteen did when he was talking about New Jersey. There's a small town somewhere where you're from that those are your people, man. Those are the people you're always going to be singing for, and I'm always going to be singing for small town Kentucky every time.
On September the 6th, Kenton will be the opening act for Dylan Scott at the Beaver Trail Park for the Hops and Horses event. Then on November 23rd, the day after Thanksgiving, Kenton and several of his singer-songwriter friends will perform at the Plaza Theater in Glasgow. Not just any friends, though. Some of Kenton's friends have written several #1 songs that you've heard of.
I've been so fortunate to meet great songwriters and be around great songwriters, and I wanted to do a hometown show. I wanted to bring these songs that I've written back and share them with my family, my friends, people I grew up with, and but I also wanted to share who has taken me there, who helped bring me to where I'm at, and I wanted to bring my friend Jonathan Singleton that I talked about earlier. He wrote 9 or 10 hits. Yours If You Want It from Rascal Flatts. Guy walks into a bar, watching airplanes. Why Don't We Just Dance? Don't for Billy Currington. Let It Rain. Red Light, both of those for David Nail. I mean, he's got hits on hits. I'm bringing my friend Shane Miner. Shane wrote Chillin' It for Cole Swindell. Shane wrote International Harvester for Craig Morgan. Shane has written, Lord have mercy, he's Beautiful Mess for Diamond Rio.
You're
some
talking
Eric
about
Church
some big
cuts.
hits right there.
I mean, it's going to be a night of #1s, and then my songs.
There you go.
But I'm also bringing I'm bringing my buddy Ray Fulcher as well. Ray just, speaking of Luke Combs, Ray wrote When It Rains It Pours, and about 9 of the songs on the record. One of my best friends. We've written a bunch of songs from my project, and I wanted to bring him up too. So it's going to be a big night. We're going to tell some stories, tell some jokes, play some songs, and hopefully Glasgow comes out and supports a hometown boy.
Congratulations to Barron County native Kenton Bryant on his self-titled EP. The expected traffic impacts in our area for this week are as follows. On I-65, preparations for a major resurfacing project has started in both directions from mile marker 35 to 44. Construction barrels have been placed on the shoulders as crews are working on drainage pieces. The actual milling and resurfacing is expected to start on September the 4th and will last a couple of months. Motors should slow down while traveling in this area. On the Louis B. Nunn Cumberland Parkway in Barron and Metcalfe counties, work is to continue on a bridge maintenance contract on various bridges along the Louis B. Nunn Parkway. The work will consist of cleaning, painting, and applying a concrete coating to 28 bridges along the parkway. Expect lane closures to be in place at the various bridges along the parkway and on the routes that pass beneath. In Barron County on US 31E North L. Rogers Wells Road, contractors work on a preventative maintenance resurfacing project that will extend north from South Fork Road to Lexington Drive. On Park City Bon Air Road, contractors are expected to work on resurfacing along Kentucky 255 between US 68 and the CSX Railroad overpass. On Thomerson Park Road, contractors are expected to work on resurfacing on Kentucky 921 between Kentucky 87 and 249. Flaggers will be present. In Metcalfe County on US 68 Greensburg Road, contractors are expected to continue work on a shoulder improvement project that will improve road sign features and replace drainage structures on US 68, beginning at Kentucky 1243, extending east all the way to Kentucky 70. And on the Tompkinsville Road, work on a project that will replace the bridge on and approaches over Rogers Creek at Robertson Shaw, extending north to Radford Martin Road. Motorists should be prepared for occasional delays due to flagging as earthwork operations resume. Please drive with caution in these areas and all areas as well. And on the high school sports calendar today, Lady Scotty Soccer will take on LaRue County at home at 7 o'clock. The Lady Scotty volleyball team will travel to Russellville for a 5:30 game. And the Glasgow Scotty JV football team will face Monroe County tonight at 6 o'clock. For WCLU Local News, I'm Wes Royce.
From the Kentucky News Network, I'm Jaleesa Chapman. Lawmakers from Kentucky are remembering Senator John McCain of Arizona. Mitch McConnell tweeted Saturday saying the nation is mourning the loss of a great American patriot. He called for a moment of silence Saturday during the annual Republican Lincoln Dinner in Lexington.
And sadly, I must tell you that Senator McCain passed away tonight. And I think it appropriate for this American hero for us to take a moment of silence in memory of his outstanding life.
Senator Rand Paul said Senator McCain was a man of great courage and conviction. McCain died Saturday following a battle with an aggressive form of cancer. Also happening during this weekend's dinner, Governor Matt Bevin announced he will run for re-election in 2019, ending months of speculation. Bevin said all other campaign announcements will come later. In Lexington, police and fire units responded to a hotel after employees said they found possible chemicals used to make meth. An employee at Embassy Suites by Hilton, Lexington Green, made the discovery Sunday. Major Mark Samuelson with the Lexington Fire Department tells WKYT his team was called to check the air just to make sure the hotel did not need to be evacuated.
To make sure there's not an extreme increase in oxygen level, which can affect flammability, or a decrease in oxygen level, which can affect your ability to breathe.
No one is in custody at this time. And Muhlenberg County's rich athletic history will be on full display for the next month. The Smithsonian exhibit hosting hometown teams came to Duncan Center in Greenville. The Kentucky Humanities Council applied for the exhibit 3 years ago, and the official ribbon cutting was held Saturday. The exhibit features unique stories about the history of Muhlenberg County. It's on display until September 29th. I'm Jaleesa Chapman.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy. But that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
I was about to pull my own hair out. I've been driving around for the last hour trying to find a place for me and my kids to get our hair cut on a Saturday morning. I know, good luck, right? Well, don't pull your hair out. Stop in and see our friends down at Heritage 76 Barbershop today. Heritage 76 Barbershop is located right on the Glasgow Square, so it's not difficult to find, so there won't be any driving around looking for a place. You can go right next to the Plaza Theater. You'll see the barber pole right out front. You can stop in and see David, Anthony, and Cody, who have more than 50 years of combined barbershop experience. No problems if you want to stop in on a Saturday as well. They're open from 8 to 3, and you can make an appointment if you want to schedule your time, or you can just show up and walk in with the kids. Either way, you're going to lean back in a professional environment with a big screen TV and 3 barbers who can carry on a conversation and cut hair. Stop in and see Heritage 76 Barbershop, or visit our website, heritage76barbershop.com. Call for an appointment or stop in, but whatever you do, don't pull your hair out driving around on another Saturday. See Heritage 76 Barbershop.
The following weather forecast is brought to you by Peggy Tuck Edwards and Private Caregiver and Referral Services. When roles reverse in your later years, when child becomes caretaker and the needs of the parent become most important, it's comforting to know that there's help along the way. Peggy Tuck Edwards would like for you to be informed about Private Caregiver and Referral Services, because sometimes our elders just need a little company and companionship. It's our duty to see that those needs are met, whether in the home or in an assisted living or nursing home facility. Peggy and her network of compassionate caregivers are ready to meet you and your loved one's needs. Call 270-670-7062.
And welcome back on this Monday. Beautiful weather, but hot weather here as we kick off the new work week. High pressures continuing to slide east, but still tough to find much in the way of cloud cover and much relief from temperatures that'll hover right around 90 or the low 90s. But that's actually where we should be this time of year. That's the average high. Yesterday we settled into the low 90s. Today we're clear to start, warm to start, almost 10 degrees above average. This afternoon, plenty of sunshine. Maybe a few clouds, 91. Tonight mainly clear, 68. Tuesday, a few clouds with sun, maybe an isolated shower thunderstorm. Most of the day for most of us will be dry, 90 degrees. Better chance of showers and thunderstorms Wednesday afternoon, upper 80s. And a few thunderstorms Thursday, middle 80s. Friday, partly cloudy with highs in the upper 80s. I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick, the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. It's been a dry weekend. No precip in the past 24 hours. The barometer is at 3013, still high pressure in control. No precip in the past 24 hours and calm winds, 72 here at WCLU Studios this morning. This weather update brought to you by Peggy Tuck Edwards, caregiver, as well as she does a whole lot of things to help folks who need a little bit of help. That's Peggy Tuck Edwards. 727 WCLU.
Who will be the future face of Pedigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Persley.
And I'm Daniel Bird.
And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
Dangerous ideas followed today in the area of religion is that which declares sincerity of heart to be the standard for determining right or wrong. Men and women have decided in many cases that if they sincerely believe a thing to be true, their belief or practice is acceptable unto God. This philosophy is followed in no other area except that of religion. For an example, if one were to put a sum of money into a failing area of the stock market on the basis of false information, would that money still be safe? To ask the question is to answer it. Why then do many still follow the idea that any belief or practice is acceptable to God as long as it is held or done with all good intention? There must be a divine standard by which all beliefs and practices are measured. That standard is not of mankind, his opinion, his likes, his dislikes, his traditions, nor his creeds. The only standard for faith and practice is the Bible. It is not the heart of man. Only when we are willing to place ourselves under the authority of the Scriptures, study them, believe them, obey them, and love them, will we ever be able to find God. Only then will we be able to please God in our belief and our practice. To do otherwise will likely result in believing a lie. This is Danny White for the Refuge Church of Christ.
When was the last time you got your Ralphie on? What's getting your Ralphie on, you ask? When you're winning prizes and lighting up the score in the arcade, you're getting your Ralphie on. When you're dancing under the lights on roller skates, you've turned on your inner Ralphies. When you bring your coworkers to bowl in the business league, your office staff has clocked in on Ralphie's time. If you suffer from symptoms such as lack of fun, feeling bored, if you get frequent urges to act like it's your birthday, or if you're just not smiling enough, you need to go to Ralphie's. That's Ralphie's Fun Center in Glasgow. A great place for any party, event, field trip, or church group. Get your Ralphie on.
That's right. Have some fun. At Ralphie's Fun Center, they kind of specialize in that, you know. We got the big 50 gong that was sounded last hour for Tina Staples. Happy 50th birthday to Tina Staples today. It's Debbie Cleveland having a birthday today. Also, Connie Childress. Connie, we understand, is 62 today. Kay Farley is 75. Michael Etherton is 42 today. Keith Jones. Keith is hanging on at 49 today. Joan Edwards celebrates a birthday. Miss Melba Richardson. Happy birthday to Miss Melba today. 651-9149 or 800-956-1023 or online a simple click here at WCLUradio.com. 7:30 this morning. We're patting on the back today by special request, Miss Jeannie Underwood. You know, we take requests, and you can submit that online, just like Laura Markham did, to get Miss Jeannie Underwood patted on the back. Her 100th birthday was this past Friday, and we are patting her on the back today to commemorate her 100th birthday. You can go online at WCLUradio.com. There's a picture of Miss Jeannie on there. You will enjoy that. And we hope that she is as good as gold today. Let her know so from WCLU. And a little taste of Texas. Boy, is it going to be good to get back to Texas today. And we are asking you to please request persons of the day at least a couple of weeks in advance. Sometimes we get into a real squeeze trying to squoze everybody in about where it needs to be. So if you can give us 2 weeks' notice or maybe a little bit more, let us know so we can get those different things in there so we can get them celebrated and patted on the back.
This Monday, August 27th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., WCLU would like to invite you to the People's Bank's grand opening event. We'll be there live with an on-location remote. Our very own Golden Voice Henry Royse will be giving away door prizes. Folks, there's some very nice prizes here. They got some Samsonite luggage going up for grabs. Come and check out the bank. They've got a great new drive-thru. We're going to pull the WCLU vehicle through there and check out the 13.5-foot lane width, as well as come to you live with all the updates on 102.3 Light FM, 1490 AM, and on Facebook Live. Join us Monday, August 27th at 10 a.m. for the People's Bank grand opening.
Lessenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lessenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lessenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50+ years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
All right, 7:32. It's so much fun to come to work, and I learn more when I get here than what I knew before I came. Talking to Sandra Alexander just now, she was telling me that the last time that she saw Miss Jeannie Underwood out at Highland Ridge, that she could put her one leg up behind her neck. Now, I can't do that. But I can tell you that that's a big accomplishment for Miss Jeannie Underwood. Sure, she's limber. She can put one leg behind her neck at age 100. And she was also telling me about Laura Markham being Miss Jeannie's granddaughter. And she's the one that nominated her to be good as gold. And we thank Laura Markham for doing that. And, of course, Miss Loretta Lindsay Stone is her daughter, and just good people there, and I appreciate all the sharing, putting that leg up there behind your neck. And I appreciate Sandra Alexander sharing that too. 7:33.
Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us. The People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Check out the deals at Gilliard Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Save big on summer adventure during our Jeep Celebration event. How about saving up to $5,800 off the factory MSRP on a new 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokee? Or choose up to $4,000 off the new 2018 Jeep Renegade. Now you can save up to $3,750 off on the newly redesigned 2019 Jeep Cherokee. If car shopping makes you nervous, come to the home of legendary service.
TJ Sampson, providing TLC, Total Local Care, 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local health care provider. Total Local Care, 24/7.
Hey, you got another special birthday here. I'm talking with Brenda Mills Powell, and Brenda and her brother Joey Mills wanted to be sure to go on record to wish their mama, Ozella Mills, a happy 85th birthday today. So happy number 85 to Miss Ozella Mills. You got some good kids who are thinking about you today, Miss Ozella, and we want to chime in there and pass along that information as well. I got some tidbit news for you here. All right.
From the north, south, east, west, NEWS, here's the latest news.
From around the world and up the street, it's Tidbit News here on WCLU, where we look for different things and sometimes we find different things. All right, and hold on here. I got to look up one thing, Wes.
That's fine.
I can just stall just for 1 minute because I actually have some useless tidbit research.
All right, we will wait on that because that is just one of your finer vocal performances.
Yeah, and I wanted to make sure that I could find my intro for that. Okay.
Okay.
So here we have it. You can decide if this is really useless or not, but here's the intro. Useless tidbit research, useless tidbit research. When you look at all the facts, it don't mean jack. It's useless tidbit research. All right,
should have got a Grammy for that.
That's right, I should have, but of course I'm singing with myself, so I guess I had to be in the singleton category.
That's okay.
All right, we've got some useless research here today, Wes. This is, well, the headline reads, "Fireflies flash not just for finding a mate, but scientists have now done research that fireflies flash for survival." Now, this is what scientists wanted to know. They wanted to find out if there's more to the lightning bug's signature blinking glow than finding a mate. Some experts had speculated it was a glaring signal to predators like bats that fireflies taste bad.
I wouldn't want to eat one either because it looks like it's electronic.
I'm going to presume that. I don't need any warning of that. But anyway, researchers at Boise State University put bats and fireflies in front of high-speed cameras. They published their results in Wednesday's Journal of Science Advances. The experiment introduced western bats, which had never seen lightning bugs before, to the insects. Later, they hand-painted firefly bellies black, essentially turning off their night lights, avoiding the holes that the critters breathe through.
Wow.
When the bats first saw the unfamiliar lit-up fireflies, they swooped in and munched on them, only to get a bad taste in their mouth. Yuck. After a few tries, the bats...
Western bats just don't know what they're missing.
These western bats have been sheltered western bats. Anyway, after a few tries, the bats then avoided the glowing fireflies altogether. So I don't know if that's useless research or not, but they were curious to know, what is the use of the flashing firefly, and they thought it was, looking for a mate.
Well, I guess animal rights people would disagree with me, but if you were traveling, like say in Mammoth Cave, and you wanted to make sure you weren't scared by a bat, you could just catch some lightning bugs, put them in a jar with a hole in it, of course, so that the bugs can breathe, and just use that as your lantern.
That would be, if you had bats in the cave, which you could see if they would come after you.
It might work.
But I'm one of these people that I can't, when a bat starts swooping down at me, I can't tell what they want is me or the firefly. So I just sort of avoid the entire confrontation. That's my experience.
Of course, those would be western bats.
That's right. Western bats. Go Tops. All right. I got a couple more real quick stories right here. This one is just weird. No way to say it. Authorities say a man has been arrested down in Southern California. Deputies found 800 pounds of stolen lemons inside of his car.
How do you fit that in your car?
800 pounds of lemons. Riverside County Sheriff's officials say 69-year-old Dionisio Fierros was arrested Friday, booked on a charge of theft of agriculture products. Deputies were investigating recent farm thefts when they stopped Fierro's car in Thermal on Friday morning. Inside the car, they found several large bags of freshly picked lemons that were stolen from a nearby farm. Now, the story does not have, usually they have like a retail value, or the lemons were valued at blank, 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 but they don't have that. But, 800 pounds of stolen lemons.
Life is supposed to give you lemons. You're not supposed to take them.
That's right. Makes lemonade out of it.
That's a lot of lemonade.
Even if you got to do it all yourself. And finally, this...
I guess that guy had a sour day in jail.
Yeah, that's exactly right. His whole car was a lemon, so to speak.
But here's the thing: it probably didn't need air freshener because it was so lemony fresh.
Well, that's true. He just roll down the window and get to
Lysol.
And finally, this story, I don't know. This one just seems like I just think I might know somebody that might do this. There's a Tennessee man who decided that he found a better use for a biscuit when he decided to throw it at his former girlfriend. Are you ready?
That would not be a better use, but continue.
Jeffrey Tomerlin is 45. He was arrested last Monday after he allegedly threw a biscuit really hard at his ex-girlfriend's face.
Oh, wow.
According to WKRN-TV in Nashville. Tomerlin flew into a rage Sunday night when he spotted his former fling with her new boyfriend in a car in South Nashville.
I can just imagine that he in all of his rage and throwing that, he just said, "Son of a biscuit."
Yeah, that's right. He must have. That's right. He reportedly charged at the vehicle and began punching the hood of the car and telling the couple that he was going to kill him. He also yelled racial slurs.
Oh.
According to the report, police arrived at the scene where Mr. Tomerlin...
It wasn't Cracker, was it?
No, continued to bang his head while sitting inside the police cruiser. He was taken to a hospital before being booked into jail on charges including public intoxication, figure that out, vandalism, and assault, being held on $3,100 bond. It is unclear the extent of the unidentified woman's injuries. So anyway, the guy, but I'm thinking, he threw the biscuit really hard. Of course, this was Sunday night, so, the biscuit wasn't right out of the oven.
It was hard. It's left over from lunch.
He threw it hard.
Goodness
in addition
gracious.
to that. So anyway, that's what we have.
What is wrong with people?
In the way, I'll get you. I'll throw a biscuit at you.
Oh my gosh!
For stepping out on me.
I'd rather, you could do that, or you could just butter them up.
That's right. We need a snare drum up there, the rim shot.
Hey, before we say goodbye to our Facebook audience this morning, I want to give a few shout-outs to folks on there watching.
Okay.
Joyce Matthews just chimed in. She's watching. Eddie Shirley.
Yeah.
Judy and Mike Wilburn. Ernie Runyon.
Yeah.
Donita Runyon.
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah.
Dale Copus.
Yeah.
Zinda Jones. Terry Pruitt. Alan Shirley. My good friend Jimmy Bewley's watching. He always is watching or tuning in. And
good.
He'll be listening all day because he wants to hear what Matt Jones has to say.
Yeah. Well, that
and Rex Harlow's on there, too.
Oh, good deal.
Rex is a fitting name for a guy that rides a Harley.
Yeah, that's right. The Latin word for king,
We're going to sign off, and I'm going to run Hank to Montessori school.
Okay. Well, be careful. And we'll keep it going here, all right?
I'll give you the control.
I'll play the tidbit